That's now, I guess I don't actually have to hear you folks because you're not talking, but it's just odd. This is my first time trying from the shop, so okay. All right, so we have that on call. I can see. Hey, Gwen, I meant to ask you a question in the last stream, but I think it ended before you can see it. Switch to the inputs. Switch to testing 1, 2, 3. Is that better on the sound? If not, let me know. Like I said, I can't hear anything through my headphones for some reason. Okay, so well, YouTube stats page seems to be working. Okay, much better. All right, sorry about that. Apparently my earpieces seem to be having an issue. Let's see. Okay, why is that not going? That seems to be stuck. All right, let's try. Switch back to live, see if that'll pick up again. I haven't really streamed from the shop before, so I apologize if things are a bit weird for that. All right, testing. Okay, that seems to be live again. Let's see if I can get this back on. Share screen. Share live. Share. Okay, all right, that seems to be going good now. So Gwen, did you want to be a mod or not? Let me know, and I'll. Okay, why did that stop? Shit. All right, I don't think that's going to work for whatever reason. I'm on a wired connection. I don't know why it's having an issue. All right, let's try and get the camera to where you guys can see what I'm doing. All right. Okay, so I'm going to be kind of away from the camera or the screen as I'm working on stuff. Currently, what I'm doing is I'm going to be trying to tape down a board for CNC milling operation, the wood router. This is the one I just finished. And I'm probably going to do some other stuff too, but I'm falling behind on these projects, and yesterday I had kind of a blazing migraine. Well, I don't know if it was a migraine or not. I didn't have the onset, but I was really not functional yesterday. It's also pretty warm here. I'm going to open the other door so I get some airflow through.
And I'm probably going to have to wind up muting if I turn any power tools on or make a lot of noise that way. One of the other things I'm going to be doing is trying to get set up for my air conditioner out here so that I have a working space that I can use. And while it was kind of as a joke being a dirty shop stream, the shop is actually fairly dirty and I need to get that cleaned up. But I have about roughly 4 weeks to get all my projects done that need to be done prior to going on vacation. And the downside of that is my probably undiagnosed ADD getting in the way. So I'm going to probably about every couple minutes or so, I'm going to head up and check the chat where I can see what's being said, answer any questions. I'm probably going to go ahead and put on some little bit of music, just so it's not quite so boring with no talking going on. And I'm not actually dealing with any power tools right now. I'd run out and grab the safety glasses. These glasses I have are rated as being sufficient lens quality that they could serve as safety glasses if I had wings put on them. But I have an extra pair of glasses that are with wings and whatnot. So I try and be as redundant as I can. I may be running out of painter's tape, in which case that's going to present a little bit of a problem for me. I was hoping I was going to have enough. I think I've got another rollout here. Probably let me finish this without having to go out and buy some more. And I know I've got more in the car, which would let me also get my safety glasses from there. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah, that's what I came over for. Let me switch the sound real quick. And brand. Let's try into space. Switch the audio over here. And yeah, it's not too bad. Hopefully the level on your guys' end isn't too bad either. All right. And I'm going to mute the speaker here so I don't get feedback or echo. Okay. All right. This is the board I'm doing, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a slight curve to it, which may present a problem, but I think I'll be okay. I ran into a problem last night where it kind of peeled up off the table, which presented a problem for me. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting a layer of painter's tape on the bed of the router, and I'm also putting a layer on the back side, the piece that I'm going to use on the router. And the goal here is that I'll use super glue to get the two layers to stick. The painter's tape provides enough adhesive force, but will also can be removed without damaging the material. Just a little bit from the edge here. I don't want it extending past the wood, just because it makes it a little difficult. And gluing it down. I don't know if it's because that it's pine that I'm dealing with that's the problem, or if it's that it's just that the wood's thin and the weather's bad. But they didn't kiln dry enough that it's causing slight warpage. When I planed it down, it did not get rid of the warp, so that was a bit frustrating. All right, looks like I'm going to run out of this before I'm done. It's going to be pretty close, so I can grab the other painter's tape and use it. I won't have to run to the store to finish it off. Let's that goes dead. Let's see, do I have any more here? Do I have to go to the car? I hope you folks can hear me. If you can't, let me know. I will come over and talk a bit more on each stage. Okay, yep. What I'm going to do to try and counteract that is I've got the two pieces that need to go together edge on. So I'm going to glue the edge and clamp it to where it sticks. And then I'm going to take one by ones, move it around the outside, mount it on the outside back edge, glue it down, and then screw it to the front board from behind so that it kind of locks it in place and keeps it from warping, so you got more than one piece of wood. And it's not relying on just the glue for the center section, because if I did that, it would probably break apart fairly easily for an edge on pine. So, but that's the goal. And while I was looking for the tape, I found the ant bait, which I need because I've got ants that are going around the front door. I will be back momentarily. I've got to grab some painter's tape from my car, and I'll grab my proper safety glasses. Okay, I'm back. And these are my proper safety glasses. Side shields. They're progressive readers. Hey Jen, nice to see you on. I haven't tried it before specifically, but I've seen enough discussion of carpentry that it should work. I've done enough other assembly where having a rigidizing frame helps control things like that. If it only lasts like 2 or 3 years, I can make another one. And I'll probably do that out of maple, as long as I was in my car. Got that from my Constables Association. Let's see. There we go. At least I can see it in focus on the screen, so I know whether it is or not. I carry painter's tape in my car because as a constable, when I serve landlord-tenant-based stuff, if they're not home because of the time involved, it can be posted on the building, so I need to be able to tape it up. I considered using the blue tack that people use for similar purposes like that, but my wife told me if I brought blue tack into the house for any reason, she would divorce me because she worked as a high school custodian and absolutely hates that stuff because, well, it says it doesn't get like gummy or oily or removes easily. It definitely does do those things, and she just does not like dealing with it. Okay, so let's cover up the area that isn't covered. These are also extremely handy. They are, just standard razor blades for box size. Go in here, fold over, you can store them safely. Nice locking mechanism, but they open up pretty easy. They're very useful in my day job, so. Okay, so my goal as such is, normally what I would do is I put super glue on there where I want it to go. I'd spray accelerant on this and put it down and just hold it till it sets. But because the center here kind of bows up, I want to make sure that it holds along the center to keep it relatively flat while it's doing its routing work. So as a result of that, I'm going to kind of clamp things down. I'm going to line those up ahead of time to make sure that what I'm doing will work, and it won't like stick on one edges and harden on the other and not hold before I'm done. And yes, I'm picking stuff off the floor because I took it off when I finished the other one. Make sure it works. Okay, so my thought process is, since it's the center I need to hold down, and I don't have any clamps that'll reach across enough far enough to the center to actually apply the force where I want it to, I'm going to take two larger boards where I'll be able to pull down from each side, and that'll push down on this in the center, which will hold along the center and keep it flat while the glue sets. So I just need to get everything lined up ahead of time before I start this. So these are the super glues I'm dealing with. This one is very water-like. This one is more of a gel-like. This is what I'm going to do in the center because it will be slower to set. I'm also not going to use an accelerant, so it has a chance to get all the way clamped down before it starts setting. Also, I'm going to apply the gel here in the center, and on there, I'm going to go ahead and apply the thinner glue along the edges. Since it's a fairly thick gel, I need to do a fair amount of pressure on the bottle. And because I forgot to draw my lineup mark before I started, because I'm scatterbrained like that, we are at 9 1/8 inches. Okay. This one comes out fairly easily because it's so thin. All right, here's fingers crossed. Let's see if this works. More importantly, let's see if I can do this without knocking anything to the floor. I don't have to be exactly perfect on this. The way I'm going to set the set the pieces to be programmed. They're going to be kind of angled, so there's not going to be like clear straight lines that are being violated by the positioning I've done. Okay, that's reasonably centered front and back. And be careful not to clamp too much one side or the other because it'll just lift up off. Actually, should have done that first. The reason I'm not quite so worried as much on this side, not having a block to keep the parts from falling apart, is because I got a lighter clamping surface on the screw. All right. The edges look like they're sealed all the way around, and the center part looks like it's down far enough. So I'm hoping this will work. I'm going to give it like an hour or two. I got to still program the parts for the get my brain to function. Sorry, I thinking ahead, and I tend to stumble on my words. So I need to program the design for it, so I'll do that from in the house later, and then I'll run it again later tonight. Once that's had a time to set, I'll probably go ahead. Let's see, it's about 4:30 my time now. I won't unclamp it till like 5:30 or 6 o'clock, and once that's I unclamp it, I'll probably give it like maybe 20 minutes after it's been unclamped. Make sure it doesn't like pop up, because even if the glue holds, the tape may not. So that's my concerns there. And I might wind up clamping clamp at one of the corners that is not going to have the router get too close to it, just so it provides additional strength, so it doesn't like pop free for whatever reason like the last one did. Let me show you that. So for those who didn't catch it earlier, this was the previous one I did. Let's see, get it to where you can see it clearly. But my first time through, it got that far and then it just like slid over. So I had to stop it. It wasn't deep enough that it was it would come through on the other. Whoops, sorry. It would come through on the other side. So I would figure I'd use this, but the problem is cupping up away. I was having a hard time having the edges glued down. It's much easier to have like the center, as long as the sides are done, to get the center down as well. If it pops up, it's annoying and it affects it a little bit, but it's not enough to screw things up. Okay, so that was the main thing I needed to do. I also need to program and finish that, and I've got some other paperwork that I need to do. So what I can still do out here, I can start taking out the wood stove that is getting replaced by my mini split AC/heating unit. So I can start taking that apart, or I can go back into the house and do the start doing the programming for the board, or I can just end here and then do one or the other. So let me know if which one you guys would like. Understood. No worries on that. Don't get in trouble at work. That's the important thing. So let's see, we got 5 people watching. I can transition to in the house relatively easily. I don't have to reset up the stream. I just kill it from here and bring it up from in the house. It'll be blank for like about, well, I can set it to loop, but I don't know how well that's going to do. So it might get a blank screen for about 3 to 5 minutes until I get it set up there. It'll be screen share only. I don't have a camera in the house, or I don't have a camera at that computer. I have the one upstairs that I use for braiding, and get started on that. I can make a poll if you want. Let's see. There we go, start a poll. Okay, poll has been created. I'll give that like about 5 minutes to go. Let's see, back to StreamYard here. Hope that didn't blank out too much. I'm thinking programming might be the most productive use of my time, but I've got a meeting that I'm going to have tomorrow night that it's going to be on Zoom that I'll be doing out here. That I can probably work on the taking apart the wood stove there. I can also just start generally cleaning up out here, but I feel embarrassed for that. So, but I'll do that really quick before I, or do a little bit of cleaning up here before I follow the poll. See. This is the vacuum pump I got so that I can properly evacuate the lines, leak check, and pressure before I pressurize the air conditioning mini split. But the other things I realized I can do with this is I can also use it to degas epoxy for pours like Rob does on wood. It's supposed to be sufficient for that. I'm also going to look up the specs and see if I can't make a vacuum table out of it. That would make doing that a whole lot more easier because I wouldn't have to glue it down. What I could do is run a line of gasket material around where I want the wood to hold down, turn this thing on, and the table will apply vacuum and suck down the wood and hold it in place. It'll only take like a few seconds to turn it on, get it in place, and run it. The routers I use at work are set up that way. Though their vacuum pumps are much larger, but the beds are also like 4 by 8 or 5 foot by 10 foot across. Let's see. Take this off, proper lid on. This is the super glue I've been using on the silk when I've been working with the old system. Oh, and speaking of which, I haven't had time to get to it yet, but I figure I've got a belt drive drill press in my basement that you can set the speed through the belts. And I think some of the lowest RPMs are in the range that I can reasonably use this to wind up the amount of silk I need. I just need to measure the circumference and the RPM, and that'll let me know roughly how long I need to have it on for each spool. But the way with the washers I designed, I can have it in the drill chuck. Just loosen up this here. This has got a slot in it. Just slide it back. Take this off. Put the next spool on. Slide this in place. It's a little snug, but it should fit reasonably. Tighten up the there, and then just turn it on again. I just have to like tie a knot or whatever so it'll actually wrap around. I might drill a little bit of a little hole here so I can feed the thread through and then clamp this on, and that'll hold it in place. So that's what that project is going to be. And I need to remember to take this back to the car, and I put my safety glasses back in the car, so I'll remember to grab the other glasses. All right, let me go ahead and check the pole. Yeah, it looks like it's going to the house and program. Okay, so let me end that pole. Alrighty. Okay, so let's try this. Hey, Kathleen. Just finished up in the shop here. I'm going to head into the house, so the screen is going to be blank. Let's see. I have the, let me turn the music up just a little bit. So I don't know what this is going to look like from your end, but in about 3 to 5 minutes, I will be at my main desktop computer, and I will be, why is that vibrating so much? Anyway, I will be at my computer there and working there. So just be aware it may be black screen for a little bit, but it won't kill the stream. So let's see. Fingers crossed this works right. Hey there, hopefully you folks can hear me now. All right, let me get the
stuff set up. Yes, I did put the stuff back in the car. I'm wearing my regular glasses, and the painter's tape is back in the car. Okay. All right, now that I can hear the music, let me turn it down a little bit. Where is it? Okay, there we go. Hopefully that's better. I realize what I hear and what you guys hear are entirely different things, and StreamYard tries to balance its own way on the back end. Okay. All right, so the goal here is I want to come up with 3 line art images for this to match with the text Modern Games tent. So I figured the 3 things that would work reasonably well for that is line art of a D20 die, a Pokeball, and a playing card. So I was thinking maybe like the Ace of Hearts, or maybe the Ace of Diamonds. I'm not sure which would be better. Actually, I think the Ace of Diamonds is probably pretty good. And then I will go ahead and find line art for them, import them, and we'll go from there. All right, so let me get another window. All right. Bring back up StreamYard. Actually, you don't need to see my icon, so this should work. All right, so hold on a second here. Okay. So I think I should go with numbers or just the plain line art. Not sure how well that one would work. I think that's probably the one that I would like. All right, let's visit that site. Okay. So one of these 3 here, the thin one at kind of an angle, that one kind of straight on, or the angle one with a number in it. Well, I'll download all 3 while we're thinking about it. All right. I use a password manager, so I don't even have to see what my password is. Let's go to the generator on another screen, copy it. There we go. Create terms use. I am human. Create my account. Never. Add password. Okay. Okay. Copy that link. Let me go ahead and open up a window to save that. WordPad. Since this is going to be carved on a sign, I will put this on the back of the sign. So if anybody wants to know, they can find it. Who's there? Okay. All right, so that one downloaded. All righty, let's go back for the other one. Get this icon, basic download, download SVG, copy link. Since I'm essentially doing this project for free, I'm trying to keep my own costs down, and since this is the only time I'm going to use these, figure I'm good for that. Okay. Continue. Download. Copy link. And just so you guys know, I did save it. While I'm at that, let me go ahead and save that file. And putting it in my Carveco D20 license. All right. Okay, so those should be good for the D20. While I'm thinking about that, let me go ahead and do a poll for which one looks best. All right. There we go. And let me get back to the StreamYard window. Okay. So next thing I'm looking for is Pokeball. Why is that not searching? Wonder if my return key is having an issue. Let me check on that. No, it seems to be working. I don't know why the window wasn't doing it. Oops, wrong window. There we go. All right. So, should we go with the simple icon or like what appears to be a 3D view? Trying to decide. I'll do one of each. All right, visit. Download. Okay, that one works. And let's see, the other one I was going to do was, is it that one? Yeah, I think that one. And apparently it will only let me do the SVG for... Wait, let's see. Yeah. Copy link. Pasting it. All right, there we go. All right, so we've got that one there. All right, so the last one is, I want the Ace of Diamonds card SVG. All right, so that looks like the one I want. Okay, SVG file. Certainly make it difficult to copy this. There we go. Copy. Paste. There we go. Save that just to make sure. Okay. That looks like it downloaded. All right, let's see what we got. Copying these all over to the appropriate directory. Vector libraries and paste. All right, I'm going to close that browsing window. Minimize that. Alrighty, so we'll start with the playing card. So we go to Vector, Import, and Vector Libraries. Okay, so I believe that was the card one. Let's open it up. All right, that looks like what we want. So first thing we need to do is I'm going to rotate it about 50 degrees clockwise. Let's see how far that gets us. That looks about right. Let's reduce it to where it'll fit on the model. Let's try 40%. That looks good. I think I'll move it, rotate it another 10 degrees. All right, that looks decent. I think I want it just a little smaller. Get to 35. All right, let's go ahead and move that. That looks pretty decent there. All right. That's set, so let's try for the next one. I think the Pokeball for the center is probably a good one there. All right, so vector, import. All right, so that was the Pokeball. Did I not get the... Oh yeah, I was doing the Pokeball next, sorry. Okay. Let's try this one, see if we like it. Oh, that's the D20. All right, well, we'll just do that one then. Okay, so clockwise, let's try 115. Apply. I want a bit larger than that. That's about the right size. Let's do that about 10 degrees back. That kind of fits the angle. Yeah, let me try the other one. I'm not sure I like this one. Delete that. Vector import. I think this was the other one I was thinking about. Whoops. All right. I need to hit the transform on that, so it'll give me the menu back. All right. Clockwise. Let's try 105. And maybe 5 more. Okay. Shrink it down. That's a bit too much. And let's move it over here. Sorry, I twisted my head to see what it looks like. I think it needs to go a little more rotational. Let's try 10 degrees. Apply. Okay, that looks reasonably good. I think it needs to be just a little bit more down there. Not a whole lot. Nah. Oops. I need to turn the transform back on. Okay, now let's try the Pokeball. Vector import. And forgot that's not going to work. Let's try bitmap. No, I'm not gonna try and fight this. I gotta take a bitmap or something like that and then convert it to sorry, I need to convert it to a vector file. Let's see if I can't find a decent one that's already an SVG. Oops, sorry. Need to share the screen for you folks. Hey, Catherine. No, Catherine, this is actually, I'm going to be routing a sign out, and it's going to be 3 icons for modern type games. I got a playing card, a D20, and I'm doing a Pokeball for, because, this is for like teens, young adults, and stuff like that are going to be interested in, this is going to be a place where they can do that. Oh, okay, I already set up the account here, so all right. I think that's a good one. All right, so get this icon, basic download, continue, download SVG, copy link, bring up my licensing agreement so that I can properly attribute this to comply with the license. There we go. Alrighty. Take that off screen. Let's go to the right folder so I can move it to the right spot. Cut. Almost there. Apologize that the commentary is a bit lacking, but there we go. Now I can import it. Edit. Let's see, vector library. Whoops, I don't want the vector library, I want to import. Okay, Pokeball. Open. There we go. This one's going to be aligned vertically. So clockwise 90 degrees. Apply. Size, let's try about 40. See how close we get. I want a bit bigger than that. Let's try 55. That looks like it's roughly the same as the rest. Let's go ahead and move this a bit lower. All right, so all right, that's a line there. And that should work. Okay, so I just need to move this one a little bit more to the sign right. All right, that looks pretty good. Okay, so we go to vCarve toolpath. I'm going to select these vectors. Start depth 0, maximum depth. Let's try 150 deep. Got to select the tool. There it is. Got to make sure that the 60-degree cutting profile doesn't think that it is deeper or larger than it's actually going to be, because that will mess up the thing. All right, and define material. We are 1/2 inch thick material. Okay, and card, calculate now. Okay, I did not encounter any errors. Let's go ahead and close this. Toolpath, let's just simulate. And where did the control bar go? Let's try that. That's weird. Oh well, I won't worry about it for right now. Don't tell me my program's crashing. Let's give it a second here. Let me catch up with the chat here. Okay, well, if you have to head out, hope you have a wonderful evening. Yep, I only had 3 sisters, but you do need some time on your own, so that's good when they can do that. Let's see, revert. Why is that not doing anything? All right, let me see. I'm going to see if I can save this real quick and file. Huh. Come on. It was going so well. Let me just see if I can delete that. Yeah, stop running script. Okay. Don't send. All right, let's let this crash. Let's see if we can recover the... All right. Let's see, is it going to launch on its own, or do I need to launch it? All right. Open. Please tell me you saved yourself. Covered model art. Open. Nope. Did not save a thing. All right, let's start this over again. Vector, import. Playing card. Clockwise, 65 degrees. Apply. That looks good. Let's see, I think it was 40. Yep. All right, so let's see. 13.5. Let's see. 20. Let's try 21. And 7. Nope, that's too high. 6. Let's try 5.5. There we go. Actually, let's try 22. I think that'll be better. Okay, that looks good. Vector, import. I was doing the D20, that one, I think. Let me try the other one real quick, just see if I like it better. Vector import. Okay. I think I like just the plain one. All right, so clockwise. Let's try 105. 5 more. 50. No. Let's try 60. Whoops. Back to transform. Oh. And let's rotate it another 10 degrees. And there we go. I think that's a good size. Let's try 5. Nope. 6. There we go. And all right. So that should be reasonably centered. And let's do the Pokeball now. Vector import. And Pokeball. Clockwise 90. Size, let's try 650. Yeah, let's go with 60. Okay, and let's move it to 2. Oh, that's too far. 4. Okay. That looks pretty decent. Though I think that one should be transform, move it. Okay, I think that looks reasonable, reasonably centered. All right, now let's save it before we do the stuff that might crash it again. Save as. Okay, Carveco, models. Games, lines. Okay. Alrighty, let's select those. Do a V-carve. Maximum depth 150. That seems reasonable for that. All right, let's select tool. That's the one I've been doing. Okay, tool path. Card. Calculate now. Ah, forgot to define the material size. Okay. Calculate now. All right, that looks good. Let's see if I can actually simulate all tool paths. Okay. Interesting. There used to be another reset. Okay, that's just a little fast. Okay. Wonder why it's doing that. All right, so we will do another V-carve. Let's see, this one might need some editing. Probably going to get some errors on this one. All right, let's see. Yep. Oh. Vector intersections. Okay, clean using Vector Doctor. All right, so let's try the Vector Doctor, see what it does. Okay, identify. Yep. Okay, it won't let me fix the problems, but I believe I know how to do that on my own. So what I will do is I'm going to remove some of these here. So got that. I want auto join, which, let's see. And that doesn't need the bar there. There. And there. Okay, so we will cancel out of that. Let's reselect it. All right, so I still have everything set here. Let's try and calculate now. Okay, all right. So it's ignoring these vectors. All right, so it's going to save that. And then what I am going to do is I'm going to select these vectors. And I am going to move them to a different layer. New layer. All right. Apply that. Hope this hasn't been too boring for you folks. Okay, so then what I am going to do is I am going to toggle the visibility on this layer. Oops, that's interesting. Toggle visibility, okay. All right, let's I'm going to get rid of that simulation. Okay, so I am going to hide the toolpaths. I'm going to go back to toggle visibility. Okay, so, all right. Toggle visibility. All right, so only the main ones are showing. Ah, I know what I did wrong. I was using Control, not Shift to select these layers. Now I can move them to the correct one. Move vectors to all lines. All right, so they're not visible here. So I switch to toggle the visibility here. Make this one visible. Okay. Now what I can do is okay. Add to existing line. Add there. and there to there, and there to there, and there to there. Okay. All right. So I've added those. Create. And now what I can do is I will do a new V-carve. Select those. Okay, depth is good. We'll select the right tool. And if you've got things where you can't like cross over other lines, you can move them to different layers, and that will let you do that. So let's try ball lines, calculate now. All right. There. Okay, I can close this. Let's make the other layer visible again. All right, toggle visibility. Okay. So now all I need to do is, just looking at that there, not sure how well that's going to work. I might play with it later. So what I'm thinking here is, because this is going to cut a pocket that's going to touch on the edge here. I'm not sure how it's going to look, but I think having kind of like go up to like a knife edge here will help cement it, as it's not a uniform thing. It's like that recessed line in the Pokeball. So I think that'll actually work pretty good. I just had to think about it for a second there. So now let's select that one, do another V-carve toolpath, selected vectors, right depth, carving tool, select that. Select. Okay, and we'll call this die. Calculate now. Vector intersections were found. Okay, so this is going to be fun. Alrighty. So I am going to just cancel this, and I'm going to have to go directly to, I'm going to have to do these as individual tool paths. So, all right. So, let's see. Unselect that, selected this one, and this one. Nope, I'm selecting too much there. All right, so select that. Okay, so this is going to be a lot of tedious editing, and trying to figure the best way to do this. I think I'm going to make each one an individual cut line, which I can do since I've got them here. It's just going to require a lot of copying stuff to different layers and whatnot. So thanks everybody for coming on. I will make sure to show the finished product when it's done. Thank you for not minding the unconventional stream. Does anybody have anything that they would like to go over before I... Whoops, I guess you guys wanted to go with the number. Sorry about that. Wow, none of you like the ones I picked. All right, well, in that case, I might go ahead and try that. Try one of the other ones, see if they have less vector editing work. But it's probably going to take me about half an hour to an hour to get this done. And I'm getting to the point where I'm not able to narrate as much as I would like for a stream. So hope everybody has a good evening. We'll catch you later. Thank you very much for coming on the stream. And stay safe, happy braiding, and have fun.